Hello and welcome to my channel Skyrise Astro. Thank you for joining me again today and I hope you are all doing well. Today we will see the horoscope, the monthly horoscope for the month of February for the sign of Taurus. As you can see, mostly your ninth, 10th and 11th house will be affected regarding exploration, authority and community. Great. So let's start with the Sun that will transit your 10th house in the sign of Aquarius until the 20th of February. This is usually a strong solar transit because indirectly Taurus and directly Aquarius are affected since this is affecting your 10th house. In general, what I mean, however, this is a time when you have the opportunity to use past experience to gain social and professional distinction, to show off some work that you have been working on alone and almost isolated from much of the world, to introduce your family to the outside world and show off your household. In addition to all these ostentatious things, you often secure the support of your own people for your better outward image. Indeed, if your main occupation is related to organizations, multinationals, the public, local government, you may, and since the Sun is supported by strong planetary influences, be rewarded accordingly for your work. So, from the 20th of February and until the end of the month, the Sun will transit the sign of Pisces in your 11th house. The dominance of your friends and acquaintances comes first into your private life and by extension your family affairs. But this may not always be the right tactic, for if this transit is negatively influenced, things may be said that should be kept secret for your own safety. But that there is also the other side of the transit where a family event could bring you important acquaintances and fame, or when you are promoted to a higher political position through local government, or when you present a project of yours that has been in a constant state of revision, or when you receive family support, especially from your parents, to fulfill an important wish, and so on. But you are also given the opportunity to be by choice and alone and after many other people. So it's your choice, dear Taurus. Let's go now to Mercury, that until the 5th of February will stay in Capricorn in your ninth house. Through this transit, you create optimism that you will succeed in advancing issues, especially those of moral value to you. Often, however, they are also related to your money. For example, you may receive money through a competition or by a post, a courier, so be careful. You may deal with matters of import, export, foreign exchange, the publication of the balance sheet, the distribution of shares, and so on. You may meet or communicate in some way with family, friends who live far from you or even in another country. You may also be involved in issuing tickets for a trip, a training seminar, a sport, a meeting, and so on. From the 5th to the 20th of February, Mercury will transit the sign of Aquarius in your 10th house, dear Taurus. You will approach your financial and business dealings differently if your second house is colored by the qualities of Gemini, as if in this case, than if it is colored by the qualities of Virgo. In general, however, your thoughts during this transit are most likely to be confused on how to improve your social and professional image, for which you will need to set aside some money, even if it is only a small amount, such as setting a table, offering a bouquet of flowers, and so on. But it could also mean that this is a time when you find ways to improve your finances by making some important contacts, exchanging views and ideas. Sorry. Often you will spend money, not exorbitantly of course, on attending a seminar, a trip, an exhibition, sport event, etc. You may also communicate with people who are far away for business reasons, send things to your partner's family, or receive things from them. From the 20th of February until the end of the month, Mercury will be transit Pisces in your 11th house, dear Taurus. This transit creates a desire to see friends and acquaintances, or even to support a club, fraternity, or even a small group of people with a donation. You may also spend money to look after your friends, your partner's children, your fourth child, if you have one, to pay your bills at work, most probably, and so on. But you may also spend money on things that give you optimism about the possibility of realizing some of your desires, which may not necessarily be related to financial matters, goods, or the acquisition of things. Often, your optimism is also generated by a moral satisfaction that you receive. Good. Let's go now to Venus, that until the 17th of February will stay in Capricorn in your ninth house. It's a time of year when you have the chance to experience some carefree times. You tend to choose places that suit your culture. While you seem to have an increased inclination to travel, you visit museums, religious places, television stations, educational institutions, and so on. You may also find yourself in good company with fellow students, foreigners, and in-laws parents. It can also be a good time for honeymoons, banquets, anniversaries, artistic celebrations, religious events like weddings, or even political weddings, civil weddings, and so on. In all these places, if you wish, flirtation is not excluded. From the 17th of February until the end, Venus will transit in Aquarius in your 10th house. No matter how difficult your birth horoscope may be, or how predisposed you are to difficulties, no matter how insulted you may be by other difficult transits, with this particular transit of Venus, you will feel that from somewhere invisibly you are being given the strength you need to cope. In short, this is a transit in which your morale is boosted as you find a response from people in your social and professional environment. However, with your penchant for socializing, your acquaintances will range from the pleasant to the useful. You can also ask people who have the general approval of the people to accompany you to a festive event, or if you wish, you can attend alone. Be careful, however, not to become the target of comments if your behavior is outside the bounds of moral. Let's go now to Mars. Mars until the Valentine's Day on the 14th of February, so the first half of the month, will transit the sign of Capricorn in your ninth house. In any case, it is enough to keep your composure, especially when your morals are being judged by current events, and to be sure that you are not in danger. In fact, it is your experiences that will guide you to take the right steps, all the more so if you use them to assert your rights. This is a time when you are fighting for the truth as dictated by your own faith. Only if your ninth house acts dishonestly by nature and is now also negatively influenced by Mars, you may find yourself involved in adventures and even have to answer to the law. But even without these reasons, exceeding the working hours can bring you face to face with the law. On the other hand, if your practice specialties related to those of the 12th and ninth houses, you may be able to distinguish yourself through your knowledge. For example, if you are a policeman, investigator, scientist, religious leader, metaphysician, prison officer, and so on. From Valentine's Day and for the whole second half of February, Mars, here it is, will transit your 10th house in the sign of Aquarius. If you use your experience to date, but always through honest work, you can be sure that you will not make any mistakes and that your work will be appreciated at least on a professional level. In addition, your experience of people's intrigues and mischief has given you the knowledge you need to protect yourself from becoming the target of unpleasant actions that could damage your professional interest and your good social image. If you use your experience for illegal activities, be very careful. When Mars transits the 12th house of your natal chart, you could get involved in some really unpleasant adventures. However, if your work is related to the 12th house activities, such as the military, hospitals, laboratories, parapsychology, prisons, and so on, it could be a particularly active time for you. The bad side of the transit is that it can arouse the jealousy and hatred of malicious people against you, thus affecting your professional and social interests. So that's all for the month of February, dear Taurus. Uh, I invite you to take a look also on the video with the yearly horoscope of your sign for a more detailed image for the year for your own horoscope. I hope you enjoyed this video and I wish you all the best. Be safe and see you again soon. Bye.